And it was on that day, Sunday, can't remember the date, yesterday. There you go. That the Premier League, I think, was given to Manchester City. They have one hand on it. 11 points clear at this point, a huge deficit to overcome for United and any other teams chasing. And it was not pretty, but it was a Champions-like performance. The game itself was a letdown, as have many of the derby days in the past been between both of these sides. But I really was optimistic in this game because Manchester City, of course, leading the table. They've had some tough games the past few weeks, but they got so much talent that you're excited to see these two teams coming in head-to-head, close in the league, at the top of their game in regards to how they have been in the past. Not at the top of playing mesmerising football, but both of them on the top of English football again. So it was head-to-head. I was excited to see it, but it just kind of let me down a little bit. The physicality was there. The rivalry was there, as shown at the after-match ruckus that happened. Apparently Arteta had his head busted open and Mourinho was hit with some milk. And the milk jokes came in. It was great. But regardless, it was a stand-up performance from Ederson, who kept the score in Manchester City's favour, with Lukaku, who just could not do anything right in this game. Right, let's be fair. His defending capabilities are atrocious. Like, he is so bad at defending. For being such a big, brute force, he just cannot defend to save his life. He get bullied in the box and it fell to David Silva. And then he tried to clear it. I don't know what he was trying to do and booted it off his own player and it fell to Otamendi. It's a shame that the game was decided based on errors. Even on the other side, like Fabian Delph gave Manchester United their equal opportunities to come back into the game. I think the only person Fabian Delph was made to look good next to was Lukaku. Like, both of them had their fair share of errors, but Lukaku had a couple more that ended in 2 assists for Manchester City. So, but Delph not an actual fullback and Lukaku not an actual defender. So it really is tough. But I wanted to go and digress to Manchester United fans for a little bit. They get on Lukaku's back so quick. And here's a couple of points where I think it's unfair in this game. He's a target man. He's up against a physical defending team, and he has to hold up the ball for supporting players. There was such a lack of support from Manchester United. I think they missed Paul Pogba, that engine pushing them higher up the park a little bit. He's one of those players that we know he's talented, but when you take him out, he's missing more so than anything else. And I think that United did not offer enough support to Lukaku. His touch needs work. His confidence, he's a confidence player, and I think that it shows when he's 3 feet out and he blasts it right at the goalkeeper, who albeit made a mesmerising save. But United fans are so quick to get on top of Lukaku, and I think that they'll tell you that it's because of his ethic and all that stuff. Like, I remember Ruud van Nistelrooy had some nightmarish games, but then he'd put the ball in the back of the net, and that's all he's there to do, and the fans never really seem to turn on him and get on his back. Now, Lukaku's no Van Nistelrooy, he's different. He drops a little deeper. He tries to offer a little bit more in terms of holding up the ball and not being so much an in-the-box player. But I think you got to put your faith in him, man, because you don't have a lot of other options. Zlatan, yeah, but how many years is he going to stick around? You paid that amount of money for Lukaku. He's not like he's on a dry run of form. He's still scoring when he has to, but in this game they wanted a little bit more than him, and I think his defensive lapses in concentration just made it worse. But aside from that, Manchester City did what they had to do. It wasn't a pretty game by all means, and they didn't hit their form throughout, but I think in the first half they were by far the better team, and they were rewarded by that mistake. And in the second half, United came into it a little bit more, but I just still felt that Manchester City were going to find a breakthrough, and they were going to get the 3 points. And of course, Mourinho is bitterly disappointed with, I hear him going into the opposition changing room to tell them not to celebrate as much. That's just so ridiculous. Like, this is Mourinho, a man who, he made the running down the touchline celebration. He ran to the field pointing at the Inter Milan fans against Barcelona when they beat them and causing some problems there. He knows how to get in people's face and get under their skin, so it annoys him even more when someone else does it. So I'm not on your side in this situation, Mourinho. If you didn't like them celebrating, then you should have beat them. Don't go into their changing room afterwards because they're celebrating too loudly. So if that's what the rumours are said to be true, then I don't give him my sympathy, despite being a Manchester United fan in all retrospect. So I think the Premier League is all but given to City, but let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys soon.